Okay, welcome back to Step by Step Stories. By now you should understand how to teach your child writing and how you should teach your child the phonograms and review the phonograms each day, and how the word lists work with the stories and the red words and the silent letters. You should have a pretty basic understanding of that. So right now I'm just going to go over the next few phonograms so that you'll know if there are any tricks and how to teach them. Last time, with our last set of phonograms, we learned the phonogram ah, used anywhere in a word. Okay, so we want to make sure we review this one before we teach the next one, which is ah, never used at the end of a word. And again, I just say it's like when you go to the doctor, you say ah, so it's ah, never used at the end of a word. Because English words don't end in you, and you want to make sure that they remember that too, that English words don't end in you. The next one is, you can do that. So they understand it's a very, very, very soft sound. This is k, two-letter k. Or, and we're back to ah. Okay, and I also wanted to remind you that when you're doing the spelling, at the top of the page will usually be any rules that apply to those spelling words or the words that they're reading. Make sure that they understand the rules, and if you want to refer to rules, there is a list of them in the back of the book. So if you want, when you're doing the spelling, just to make sure that they understand which rule is applying, you can use the way they're numbered in the back of the book so that they understand that. But make sure that you're using the rules as you're teaching spelling. It's very important for them to understand why they're spelling the words the way that they're spelling them. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next four, and this is ed, d, t, ed, d, t. O, the O of goat. You want to make sure that you have some type of a word that refers to this, because when you finger spell, there are two letters that make the O, two phonograms that make just the O sound. You want to make sure you can refer to that, so this is O, the O of goat. Ooh. Never used at the end of the word. Ooh, you. And again, ed, d, t. This one is two-letter f. Make sure you say two-letter f. So again, when you're finger spelling, you can refer to it as two-letter f, because we also have F. This is O, the O of toe, versus O, the O of goat. This one is the longest one, and sometimes people think it's going to be the hardest one, but actually once they learn it, that's the easiest one to remember. This is O, ough, off, ah, ow. Okay, so I'll say it slower. O, ough, off, ah, ow. And my kids really like to say it fast, so we tried saying it really fast, and that was how they memorized it, was O, ough, off, ah, ow. So you're going to practice this one a lot, but once you get it down, you'll do really, really well with it. Now, in this phonogram, there are different ways. First of all, you want to teach them to just memorize O, ough, off, ah, ow. But you also want to point out that the GH is kind of a funny little phenomenon by itself. Sometimes at the beginning of a word, like in ghost, the H will be silent. Sometimes, like in enough, the GH makes the F sound. And sometimes the GH is silent, as in dough. So you want to kind of point out that GH is kind of a funny little combination, and whenever you see it in a word, it's kind of a little alert, okay? But when it's connected with the OU, it's O, ough, off, ah, ow. This is G, two-letter G. And go back to F. So make sure that you're using these to finger spell and that you are reading the story. So read this list, read the stories, and then make sure you review all of your phonograms every single day and that you are writing them and marking your words. Thanks for using Step by Step Stories, and happy reading!